So guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be telling you guys how to revise. If you're new here, or if you don't know me, I'm Kayla. Please go subscribe if you want to see more of my content, or just to help me grow, because I'm new on YouTube and I love to make my channel grow. I'm just going to talk you through a few top tips that could help you with your revision, or even how to revise. I know to a lot of teenagers, this next month or two is so important to you. I myself am in my last year of high school, and literally in just over a month I've got my GCSEs. As well as there being the new numbers within GCSEs, 1 to 9, the exam board has actually become a lot more harder to get higher grades. Disclaimer, I don't actually wear glasses, but you know, add to the effect. So yeah, I've not actually done my GCSEs yet, but these are a few tips because a lot of people have asked me to do a revision video, so I said I would, and I thought it'd be a lot of fun, just to help everybody understand how to revise, or a few tips on what they should actually do. So if you're probably watching this video, you've probably left your revision rather late, which maybe was not the best idea, because tip number 1 for anyone watching this: don't leave your revision too late. Start early so you can spread it all out nice and slow. If you haven't, it's fine, don't worry about it. You just have a lot less time to do a lot of work. But it's fine, you can do it, you're just gonna be a lot more busier. So first of all, if you're not a very organised person, or even if you are an organised person, this is a good way to help you start your revision. A timetable. Don't we all love timetables? No, we don't. But this, I promise you, is going to help you get a lot more done a lot more faster. You're going to know what you want to do. You're going to know what you have to do when you're going to do it, and you're going to know that you can get it all done in time if you structure your revision out. One day you might focus on like one subject with a few topics. Another day you might focus on something else. It's really going to help you know what you're doing, basically. Other things you can do to actually help you do actual written revision, but actually get it to stick in your head, are revision cards. As you can see, I've got loads. I have another pile of these. I've done this many. This is not all of my revision, but these are flashcards. And honestly, I promise you, like a month ago, I sat there and was like, flashcards aren't going to help me. I do not have the time to write out silly little questions or definitions with an answer on the back. I'm not going to remember this, it's going to be stupid. However, I decided to try it because some people like me really like to be organised, but with pretty things. Like, I like to have colours. Like, I wouldn't have been able to do this on little pieces of paper. Like, no, that put me off. But as soon as one of my teachers handed me these revision cards, I was like, you know what, I'm going to try that, because that is going to be so much better. And honestly, it has helped. I've got different colours for different subjects. They say at the top, actually, so this is biology, pink, and basically it just has a question on one side, which I'll go through, and the other side is the answer. You're going to think, what's the point in that? I'm going to read that once and never look at it again, and I'm just not going to remember that. But trust me, go over this every night before you go to bed. If you've done loads, don't go through them all at once. Go through a certain amount, a certain topic, a few times, every so often. I read them before I go to bed and when I wake up, and honestly, I swear to you, this many different questions, I know every single answer to all of these now because I've gone over them repeatedly. Another thing to really help me with stuff like that is post-it notes. I've not really used many of these, I've already used the whole packet, and I don't just leave them lying around my room. They're on my wall, so when I'm in my room, when I'm just standing up, when I'm cleaning my teeth, when I'm doing my makeup, when I'm brushing my hair, when I'm getting ready for school, there's things on my wall directly at my eyesight. So I'll look at it, I'll read it. You don't want a lot on a post-it note. You're not going to be able to take it in, you're not going to be able to see it from a far distance. You want to write something short, something simple, get to the point. Key dates, key quotes, anything on your wall. So when you look at that wall, you're going to see that and you're going to read it straight away. And it's not going to stick in your head straight away. No, of course it's not. Nothing will. But it's in your room where you are most of your time. And trust me, it's going to help. You are going to see it and you're going to read it. And sometimes you just need to keep going over it, and it will eventually stick in your head if you keep it up there and you do look at it at least a few times a week. The thing I also like is with these, to help it stick in my head easier, I repeat it and I repeat it So I will say what it says over and over again. But I don't just do it in my head, I don't just read it, I like to say it out loud. So just say I have to do what's the magnification equation? The answer is image size over real size. So what I'm going to do is I'm not just going to read it and then just forget about it. I'm going to go image size over real size, image size over real size, image size over real size, image size over real size. Whew, bit of a tongue twister. But anyway, by saying it out loud, you're engaging yourself more, you're remembering this, this is sticking in your head a lot quicker, trust me, it does work. You might feel like an idiot talking to yourself, but it's going to be worth it at the end of the day, isn't it? Now, something we're all going to have to do and we all hate is poetry. Now, a YouTuber I recommend for this is Mr. Bruff. If you need help with analysing all your poetry or anything in English, check out Mr. Bruff. So helpful. We watch him in English, you can watch him at home, he's got songs out, he literally has hour-long videos just to help you revise. Honestly, so good, go check him out. Anyway, poetry, really hard. We now have to memorise 15 poems. 15 poems! And it's not just memorising them, it's memorising structures, language, quotes, everything. Ridiculous, isn't it? So annoying that these adults get to control the education system when they don't have to go for it. They've went through the easy time. But still, what I did for my poetry is I made my own little booklet, but this really did help me, and honestly, I've learned over half the poems already, like off by heart. Not necessarily learning the poem itself, but things to write about it, going into detail, how many stanzas, the rhyme scheme, the tone, the writer, the context of it. So what I do is I have a page like this. I've got little headings. So about, form, structure, nature, imagery, language. I then pick out a few key quotes, because you don't need to memorise the whole thing, you just need to pick out quotes. And this is what people find hard. What quotes do I use? What ones? There's so many. Just pick out a few main quotes that actually link to your point that you're saying. So let's just say you're talking about the following. You want to link the quotes to the point. And basically, this is about a family relationship, about the son following his dad. And you're going to have to pick out quotes that you can link to that, and you can write about that. Because you don't want to pick out random quotes that don't link to your point. You need PE paragraphs, so you need to have examples and an explanation that links to your point. So linking to follower, you can say stumbling, an expert, you can say behind me and will not go away. All of these things, little words and quotes can link to what you're trying to say. The examiner wants you to link things. If you can't link things and if you're just rambling on, it does not matter how much you know, even if you know the poem off by heart, you need to link it to your point or the question. If not, you're not going to get as many marks as you would hope. Now, you can't just sit at home and look through all your old books for everything you need to revise. You need to buy revision guides. These are just a few, so I've got history, science, English. Revision guides, you need these. These tell you everything the examiners want, everything you need to know, how to structure your exam, as well as things like this. So more flashcards. Well, they're not flashcards, they're kind of just little cards. So structure is such a big part of revisions. Putting it in a place you know is very important for revision. You need to know where all your revision sources are actually in your room or even at your school, because if you don't know where things are, you're just going to forget about them and you're not going to use them, and it's not going to benefit you, is it? If they're just sitting somewhere in your room you don't know because you can't be bothered to look for them. So you need to know where everything is, and honestly, it might seem small, but it's going to help you a lot, because when you want to go revise that subject, you know everything for that subject is in that place and you're not missing anything. As much as we all don't want to do our exams, past paper exams are really going to help you. They're going to help you understand what your real exams are going to be like, the sort of questions you're going to get, and the sort of things you need to write to get full marks. So for example, this is a science paper, and obviously I do not want to sit here and do this. Why would I want to do an extra paper, you know? But no, you can look through, you don't necessarily have to sit there. But if you do want to benefit yourself more, sit there, time yourself, turn your phone, all your technology off, sit there in silence and do this as if you're in the exam, so you get to understand what it's actually going to be like. So when you walk in that exam, you're not going to sit there and you're not going to be like, what do I do? You're not going to stress out and you're not going to panic. Because panicking in the exam is the worst thing to do. You need to have the actual mark, the scheme board that the examiners would have, because What's the point in doing a paper back, not feeding back your answers? You might have got it wrong and you might sit there and be like, oh, I got it right, it's fine, I know what to do. You need to know the answers, so to know how to get the full marks. Another thing is you really want to have your timetable for your exams. This way you know when you've got exams, what topic you're actually doing and when. You know what to focus more on, and as you gradually get closer to that date, you know what you need to be revising more the week before. This is really going to help. Another big thing is just, like I've already said, do not panic. Do not sit at home and stress, because honestly I can tell you now that is the worst thing to do. You are going to overthink it, and then you're not going to want to revise. You're not even going to want to think about it, and you're going to leave your revision to the last moment, and then that is when you'll feel stress and panic. If you feel stressed and panicked, you're not going to walk into that exam having confidence, and if you don't have confidence, you're not going to be able to fulfill your ability in this exam. When you revise at home, don't cram it all in to a day. Spread it out over the week. Give yourself a rest day, maybe at the weekend. Do a few hours a day, not too much, because it won't all go in. As soon as you get bored within revision, stop. If you need to turn off, because if you're going to sit there for 3 hours, but within the second hour you are bored, you're not going to be taking any of it in, and it's all going to be pointless. As soon as you know you've switched off, stop for a little while. Don't just do half an hour and be like, oh, I'm switched off, like I'm just going to leave it till tomorrow now. No, you need to push yourself, but not to the point where you're actually sitting there thinking you're revising but realising you're not taking any of it in. If you're not taking any of it in, just stop. Give yourself a rest. Watch a bit of TV, have a drink, because water also is very good. Drink water. If you don't like water, just drink it, because it's going to help your focus. But also reward yourself. So if you've now done a few hours of revision, reward yourself. Go out with some friends. Look forward to something that you know you're going to do after revision. Don't be like, oh, after I've done, I've got nothing to do, I need to revise, I can't go out. Of course you can go out. This can't take over your life. Yes, you've got to focus a lot more now, but you still have a lot of time. You can go out with your family, go out with your friends, have some alone time. Don't overdo yourself, because you will hit the bottom and you'll run out of energy and you just will crash before the exams have even started. Also, when you revise, sit somewhere comfy. Or even if your house isn't the quietest of places, go to a library, go to a friend's house to revise with them, because if you don't like revising by yourself or you need help, revise with a buddy, but make sure you actually do revise. But when you do get into revision, it does get a lot more fun now. Yes, it's not the best thing to do, but once you've started, you do kind of get into it and you kind of enjoy learning. Not everyone will be the same, but it's a lot more better when you do get into it. Another thing, I used to think music helped me revise, but when I thought about it, I realised, no, it doesn't help me revise, because I will sit there and I will sing to the song, I will daydream, I'll stare into space and I'll be thinking about the song. Music does not help me. You question yourself with music and think, does it actually help, or is it just making this time go a lot quicker? You need to think what's going to benefit you in the long run. So, that is my guide on how to revise and top tips from Kayla. If you haven't already, please go subscribe if you really did like this video, because it would mean a lot to me. And also give us a big thumbs up if you enjoyed, and if you've got any questions, feel free to comment down below. I'd really like to hear back from you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I shall see you soon with another video.